Welcome back, everybody, to some more Cricket 24. What are they doing over there? Stretching up? Warming up? We're back in, not Sydney, for some more first-class action. Let's kick in. We're back in the mix with about just the 200s, 1050s. That's a pretty poor conversion rate, an average of 33 across our first-class career today. Can we improve that at all? Qais Ahmed already has the ball in hand. We're going to just defend away. We've got a few things to talk about today. Obviously, Australia secured the series against Pakistan a few days ago. For those who did watch that one, winning the Boxing Day test. It was a really good test match, actually. I thought it was one of the better ones we've seen over the past couple of years where a touring side has come to Australia. Obviously, apart from India, where India really make it a contest. I thought Pakistan, they probably played... I wouldn't say they played better like the Pakistan team director did. I don't say if you don't win a game, most of the time you don't play better. But I think Pakistan definitely played, above what their standards sort of are, and Australia maybe was a fraction below their best in that match. Especially given a lot of the top order didn't fire, but you had people step up. Carey had a 50. Mitch Marsh, very important with the bat as well. That's unlucky that I've hit the bit fielder there. And Pakistan obviously had, probably the better of the conditions over, the first sort of 3 days of the match. And they had Australia 4 for 16 in that second innings. And then they dropped Mitch Marsh. And it was just those, basic fundamentals of the game that really cost them in the end, actually having, probably the win on their side. It was a game they probably should have won. There is one dismissal. I don't think there was anything wrong with it. I think it was just, the process that was followed, and it was followed correctly for the review system. There's always decisions people don't like, but I think in this case the correct one was made anyway. There was not much else that it could have hit apart from his wrist strap on the glove. So it's just an unfortunate way to get out. Started this innings off reasonably nicely. 3 from 9. So today anyway, we are back into first class action. All that has beaten me. All ends up. Almost spun onto the stumps. And we are, of course, just trying to see, can we get back to a really good score off the back of the T20 competitions? Because I think we only made a 30-odd in the one innings we had in the first class prior to that. Again, just working it away for the one. It's how we do it sometimes in the first class games. Yeah, mate, couple there. It's into the gap. Should be worth 2. And this video is probably coming out in 2024. I'm recording it on the 30th, so I don't imagine it's coming out tomorrow, but you never know. I think I've got a big bash game that I've got to schedule up for tomorrow, which will be another heat game, but, if this is, in fact, a new year, welcome. Welcome to the new year if you're watching this in 2024. We've got so much quality still to come this year. We've got, obviously, the conclusion of the Big Bash. Australia have a series against the West Indies. There's still the third test against Pakistan on probably what's going to be a rubbish SCG pitch. It's probably been the worst pitch in Australia the last 5 years, at least. Plenty of draws, plenty of rain. Didn't he just mess up the goods every now and again? That's a rank full toss, so I've decided to absolutely smash it. Did I get it all the way for 6? I did. Anything that's an easy half volley like that, I'm going to take it on. That's 95 metres. There's just no reason to be bowling there.
Waiting.
And no run there. Follow up. Yep. I reckon I've nutmegged myself doing that shot, but we'll get a couple more here. Hopefully. Tend to get run out on those, so we'll put the dive in. Yeah, mate, there's a couple more. Geez, that's actually racing away in the outfield. Should be able to get a 3. In fact, we should be able to run 4. No, not a 5th. I'm not that quick. But we'll run for 4. In the last video, I talked a little bit about going to the Boxing Day test. And sort of doing some work in the behind-the-scenes trucks. Understanding some of the Hawkeye, or not necessarily the Hawkeye, the hotspot, the Sneeko, and some of the stump cam and the stump mics. Editor's note: I'm turning up the volume now for the game. And one of the more interesting things they were telling us about was the stump mics. There was this guy we were talking to who'd been working with the stump mics for like 30 odd years. He'd been there since Channel 9 were broadcasting the cricket in Australia, which is one of our older cricket broadcasts. They don't do it anymore. But they were one of the pioneers in cricket broadcasting. So pretty much anyone who'd worked through then had been around since the beginning of time. In terms of cricket on television presented in a very commercial way. And so this guy had so many stories of the various things that they hear on the stump mic and sort of how it works. And, there's a big box at the back of the pitch where all of the cables plug into, and where there's a big battery that powers like the stump camera as well. And he was telling us one of the stories of, I don't know when it was, but I'll have to try and find the vision of it. But there was a game in Australia where that like box inside the back of the pitch, so like sort of where the keeper stands almost, to a spinner, like was on fire. Like the box itself was on fire. It was like starting to smoke behind the pitch as we come off here for the session ending. We're 29 from 37. But let's keep going. And essentially it was like the battery for like the stump camera had lit on fire, which is just pretty crazy to think about. Oh, this is going to be tight. I think I've run out Phil Salt. Well, I'm sorry. Nothing good ever happens when I tell a story. We'll get a couple more here. But he was saying this thing, went on fire. I was like, did they stop the game? What happened? Just like, it's just such a bizarre thing to happen, the sort of the pitch starting to smoke. It would be like, your toaster's cooking your toast and it just starts smoking. Strange. But anyway, they were telling us sort of how it works, and obviously you got two mics at either end, and they're telling us, you turn it up, you turn it down, which doesn't seem super complicated, but I guess if you're watching it, you want to make sure the right end is up. So they turn it up when the bowler approaches like this. So obviously you hear the bowler approach, you want to hear them hit the crease, and then you sort of turn that end down, and you turn the batsman's end up because you want to hear the crisp sound of the ball hitting the bat. Like that, So that's where you get, the stump mic sounds from. It was really cool actually being in the truck and watching them sort of at work, because they watch the game differently to everyone else. Obviously, they're not watching the broadcast vision because they want to make sure they're turning the correct end up. So they watch it sort of from a side-on view. So, you've got your left fader will turn up the left, your right fader will turn up the right. And it is very cool to make sure that, you are doing all of this correctly, and that behind-the-scenes sort of view of how a big sporting event like that runs and how it gets broadcast to, millions of people around the world. And I find all of that stuff super fascinating because, like, I've worked in major events, being the tennis for a number of years, the Australian Open, I worked at Wimbledon, so I know a little bit about, like, how behind the scenes runs from like an event point of view and making things happen. But in terms of from a broadcast perspective, there's just some things that are new to me, and I really like learning about that. And it's really cool to see how it all runs, and the hundreds of people that make different things happen. That's a great shot into the gap. It's only going to be worth a single in the end. So I do think that is really cool, and that's something that I'll hopefully get to explore a little bit more in my life over the coming years. It's a big inside edge onto the pad. Give me a nice straight one here. I'd love to smash it down the ground. Oh, I've went for it. Got a thickish outside edge. Should be able to turn and come back for three. No, just the two, boys. Just the two. And this has been a fairly solid innings as well. 40 from 51. First real time I'd looked like getting out. Oh, it's hit him on the pad. Has it hit him in line? Oh, it has. Oh, it's given out. There's no review in this, is there? That's unlucky. I mean, it's probably absolutely plumb. Oh, does it hit me in line? Yeah, I reckon it does. We'll have to look at the replay. It's 6 for 174. I'm not happy about it. It's because it was so short. It just didn't bounce. Impact was umpire's call. Wickets were hitting. Look at how low down on the pitch it was, and it just did not bounce. That is a rubbish delivery. I mean, it's a rubbish pitch. Clearly, must be the SCG. Yeah, and disappointingly now, we've got the ball in hand. Kent, none for 75. I'll see if I can use that stupid dismissal to get myself a wicket as well. Oh, that's almost how I got out. Edged, gone, wickets. Both openers gone in the space of 2 overs. That's a good result for us. Big high five. Bit of relief. Don't know why, though. It's only my second over. I shouldn't be that relieved that I'm bowling. De Kock with a good catch. It's 2 for 83. Oh, that's whipped away, and that'll be a boundary as well. And that bloke first ball attacking. 20 overs gone. 2 for 87. Edged, taken. First slip does nicely. The wrong end provides another wicket. It's a thin edge. The keeper moved away from it. Thankfully, Phil Salt was ready and waiting. It's 3 for 88. Edged, another one. That one's short and sliding. I've got 3 already. It's almost too easy at this point. They're just nicking it every time. That's a really good catch by the second slip. Parkinson, 4 for 92. Edged! Oh, he's been dropped. Who should have taken that? The keeper? Edged. Oh, and dropped. He's put it down this time. Let's have a look. Edged. Oh, De Kock. Mate, what's he doing? Surely third time's the charm, lads. Yes, it is. I got 4. They're 5 down. They've lost 5 for not very many runs. All edges into the slips. Or the keeper. It's 5 for 92. They were none for 82, by the way. So the first run partnership was 82 runs. They lost 5 for 10, Kent. In some unbelievable scenes. Oh, in the air. I don't think there's actually anyone there. I'm surprised that's going to go for 4. Good old George Robinson. Next day, we're back into the attack. Kent 8 down. Still 80 behind. So we're in a good spot, actually, despite... Edged, and there's 5. Gilchrist is gone. Again, it's like the wrong end or the slider or the toppy that gets the wickets, not the actual stock ball. 9 for 175. That's pretty close. I think this is going to be given out because it was dipping, and it is. So I'm going to end up with 6 wickets in the innings. Very happy there. Have a look at the replay. That's pretty much the exact same way I got out. Anyway, 6 for 17. Pretty happy with that one, eh? So anyway, 178 is what Kent made. That all out for that. Big collapse after the first wicket fell at 82 runs in their innings. And they were 5 for 92. A little bit of a partnership there. And then the rest of them sort of cleaned off towards the end. Yeah, mate, there's runs. Why is my confidence low? I thought I batted okay in the first innings. And I obviously took 6 with the bat. Sorry, with the ball. Surely it should be higher than that. Anyway, 4 to start. Inside edge. Timed that very early, but it'll be a 4. Very, very lucky. Although this is going to stop. So we're only going to get 3. Another inside edge. I am trying to play this a little bit more aggressively, clearly. We're going to come back for 3. Yep. Oh, no, the fielder's not going to field this. Excuse me. Field the ball, please. Anything? 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 Okay, I'm going to exit out, come back in. So we're back. And that's a short ball that we've taken on, and this time secured the boundary. Huge. Not huge, but, 4 runs. 4 runs. Phil Salt's on his way to another 100. Would be a shame if I was to run him out. Would be a genuine shame. There's no run to end the 30th. 3 for 113. That is a possible 6. The big hit. And the crowd acknowledge that. Oh, that should be out. Straight to mid-off. 24 from 11. Not a great innings, but, little counter-punching. I had to get myself out before I ran out Phil Salt. That was the only thing that made sense to me. I'm out for 24. It's 4 for 127. And 300 score here. I think he's going to be very much enough. And that middle order again collapsing. What is going on there for Kens? Oh, look at that. Absolutely zip out of the rough. Oh, absolutely out. He's trying to play the wrong line there, and that's the wrong one that's come into the pad. It's hit him in between middle and off, and it's probably hitting all three. Yeah, look at that. That's hit middle. If his big shoe wasn't in the way, or his big pad wasn't in the way, that's out. Maye out for a few runs. Only George Robinson to the middle. 5 for 111. 101. That's a dot. Oi, that's a good shot. That'll be 4. That'll be about as many runs as I've been hit for in an over. 50 up for Joe Gordon. He's pretty happy with himself. Oh, is that out? I don't think so. I think it rolled. I think Gordon is trying to do some funky stuff. Oh, he's missed that. That's a good shot. That's going to be 4. 150 up for Kent. They still need 220 more, so it's a fair distance away. That's glove. That must be out. It is out. I was like 90% sure that he hit the glove, so I was pretty happy with it when the wicket thing came up. What did it hit? It must have hit the glove. It was hard to see on that replay. 74164. Yeah, that's definitely come off the glove. Look at that, right off the bottom of the glove. Lucky that it just carried. Wickets. Oh, they got very close. I think they need, what, 370 in the end. They didn't win. We did, and I did, because look at me. I took 6 in the first, 3 in the second. I was very, very good. I know 2 in the second. So I ended up with 8 wickets and a few runs there as well. Lancashire with a 44-run victory. I'm your player of the game. Surely selection somewhere. Potential offers here for the Bangladesh Super League. Now, I don't know where this fits into the timeline, because I think possibly could clash with the Big Bash. Oh, it looks like it happens in February. Okay. Let's go with the Dhaka damages. I will download the proper teams and stuff once we get all them, but let's take this deal. And they want me to captain the side as well, which of course we will do. And Victoria want us back for the Shield. Yes, we will do that. We'll fancy retreat. And they want us to captain the Shield, which is great. And the New Zealand Super Smash, they want us as well. Why not? I don't know what any of these teams are, so let me look it up. So we got the Wellington Firebirds, the Auckland Aces, the Central Stags, the Canterbury Kings, the Northern Brave, and the Otago Volts. Let's be a peasant and just go with the Auckland Aces for the New Zealand Super Smash. And they want me to captain that, of course. I will be doing that. And there's all the contract offers we've just been signed to. We've now got a number of teams that we're a part of. There is 6 of them. And in terms of selection, this is how we're looking. Captaining Super Smash. Captaining Bangladesh Super League. Expecting selection for this Irish Tour and fairway off very close. Pretty much everything else in Australia. Expecting selection for the Pakistan Super League. We are already in the Caribbean Premier League. We're unavailable for the 100. We are unavailable for the Indian T20 League, because I think we have other competitions going on at the same time as those. And we are expecting selection for the Big Bash. So that's where everything sits, heading into the last little period here of the County Cup. We got 4 more matches to get through. So we'll fire through those in the next couple of videos, and then we will get all the way into the Caribbean Premier League. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Hopefully you've enjoyed. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.